Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Night Ghost Stories Extra. Extra! Because we are on a Friday. Oh my goodness me. It's the end of the working week, for goodness sake. Well, technically, the end of the working week. I shall be carrying on working tomorrow like a conscientious, good little freelancer I am. But I also just want to get a project finished. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. Here we are in the library. We've got the fire on, and I don't know if you can see down there, but perched in front of the fire is his derpy lurpiness. He's been hassling me for food this evening, but he's had his dinner. I've just noticed the lights have gone out there. At half time, I might go downstairs and get some more batteries. That's disappointing. That's because I left them on accidentally the other day. So anyway, that's the thing. Can I continue doing this live broadcast without having the Christmas lights on? I don't think I can. So I think we're going to put you in a pause for a few seconds whilst I go downstairs and get some fresh batteries. Good start to the show. So we'll be back in a few minutes. So see you shortly. Oh, hello, everybody. That's better. That's all lit up now. Right. What are we reading tonight? We are still reading, although we are coming towards the end of it, this brilliant book, Haunted Places of Scotland, which has been absolutely magnifique, as the French would say. What are we drinking tonight? Well, we are on a subscription beer, of which more at half time. This one is called Hedonist Dark Forge. And it says, brown ale, it says, in the beautiful region of the Flemish Ardennes, our beers are brewed according to traditional methods with great passion and enthusiasm. The name hedonist refers to hedonism. Enjoyment is the highest priority, and you can experience that in the taste of our delicious beers. Hedonist Brewery, Abnak. I can't even pronounce that. It's Belgium. Let's try it again. Abax beer. Oh, Abax beer. Hedham Brewery, brewed and canned for, can't even pronounce that, Liebel Strout, Mickelbeck, Belgium. 3.6%, so not the strongest beer we've had. I'm sure we've had a 7% one, but we haven't even read a ghost story yet. And already we have a dead soldier. And run VT.
Oh, it's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
And what are we washing it down with? We are washing it down with the Western Gold Honey from Lidl, which is now officially my favourite tipple, my favourite bump. Absolutely gorgeous, this stuff. I think we'll have a bit more than that. Almost as good as the Ardbrackham, although slightly sweeter. So, Derps, shall we crack on mit the ghost stories? Do you agree? Yeah, he's nodding his little feline head there. So, shall we play catch up on one of the previous ones? Yeah, The Lodge, Edin Bain. The Lodge, standing by the head of Loch Greshornish on the north end of the Isle of Skye, is an old hunting lodge and coaching inn, and is believed to date from the 16th century. The lodge was built by the MacLeods of Greshornish, whose main residence was... Sorry, need that again. The lodge was built by the MacLeods of Greshornish, whose main residence at Greshornish House... Also, try again. That's absolutely appalling reading. That's got the bookmarks in the way. The lodge was built by the MacLeods of Greshornish, whose main residence at Greshornish House, also see that entry, is further north on the west side of the loch. The lodge is now used as a comfortable and friendly hotel. The lodge is said to be haunted, and activity is reputed to be centred on the ground floor of the building, although none of the bogles are reckoned to be frightening. One apparition is said to be of a gentleman clothed in black, sometimes seen at the entrance, while another is reputed to be of an old woman, also dressed in black, observed knitting by the fire, sometimes with a spaniel. I'd imagine knitting needles will probably be better, but there we go. A third phantom is alleged to have been seen in the passage behind the bar. This bogle is also of an elderly lady, this time dressed as if for bed. Hotel, telephone number, website. I think we'll do one more and then we'll have a beer. So, The Mitre, Edinburgh. The Mitre is a popular public house on the high street, and it is said that it is haunted by a ghost. You surprise me. Which seems to be mostly witnessed in the cellar, but is also believed to turn on the jukebox at times. Public house, telephone number. No, we'll do one more, then we'll have a beer. Theatre Royal, Edinburgh. The old post office building, constructed in the 1860s, stands on the site of the Theatre Royal, which dated from 1768. The building was said to be haunted by the sounds of actors performing on an empty stage, but the manifestations are said to have stopped when the theatre was demolished. The post office building has itself been renovated to house offices, retail units, and apartments. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, Derpy, we've needed this today. It's been a long, fractious day, I think is the best way of putting it, but cheers me beers. Smells lovely. I think we'll move the camera back a bit. Yeah, let's get a bit more of the fire in there. That's not bad, actually. Right. Theatre Royal, Glasgow. The theatre here, which dates from 1867, has a fine interior with 3 levels of circles and sumptuous decoration. The building was threatened with closure, but is now the home of Scottish Opera. The theatre is said to be haunted by a former cleaner, Nora. She was an aspiring actress, but was not taken seriously and is reported to have thrown herself to her death from the top circle. Her ghost is thought to manifest itself with moaning and slamming doors. The apparition of a fireman killed here in the 1950s has reportedly been seen in the orchestra pit. Theatre, telephone number, website. Oh, my hands are cold tonight. My hands are cold, Derp. It's probably circulation. A bit of a worry that, but oh well, if you're going to go, you're going to go. So slange me for everybody. Thirlestane Castle. Standing in picturesque countryside, Thirlestane Castle is a massive, imposing and splendid mansion with many towers and spires, and has an old castle dating from the 16th century at its core. Fine 17th century plasterwork survives in the plush interior, and Bonnie Prince Charlie stayed here in 1745 on his way south. Thirlestane was a property of the Maitlands, and John Maitland, Duke of Lauderdale, had the house remodelled in 1670. Lauderdale was Secretary of State for Scotland from 1661 to 1680, but was eventually replaced after the Covenanter uprising, which ended in their defeat at the Battle of Bothwell Brig. His ghost is said to haunt Thirlestane as well as St Mary's in Haddington. Also see that entry. And his apparition is described as an important-looking man with long curly hair, not a description to distinguish him from many other notable men of the time, although there is a full-length portrait of him in the house, if there is any doubt. His bogle is reputed to have been seen in more than one of the chambers, but apparently mostly in a room on the 3rd floor, not currently accessible. Open Good Friday, open Good Friday, Easter Sunday and Monday, then mid-April to mid-September, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Sundays. Bank holiday Mondays in May, July, August, Sunday to Thursday. Telephone number, website. Oh, what do you make of that, Derps? He's settling down right in front of the fire, so that's fine. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. So let's have a beer. Shall we have a bump yet? Is it quite bump o'clock? No, not quite yet. The beer hiccups. Cheers me beers. I think it is bump o'clock now. Yep. Oh, that Western Gold honey is absolutely lovely. Right, here we go. Thrieve Castle. Standing on an island in the River Dee, Thrieve Castle consists of a massive tower which was defended by a courtyard with a wall, corner towers and a ditch, as well as the river. The present castle was built by Archibald the Grim, so named because his face was terrible to look upon in battle. 3rd Earl of Douglas and Lord of Galloway from 1369 until 1390. He died at Thrieve in 1400, which is 2 o'clock. His son, Archibald, married James I's sister and was created Duke of Touraine in France after winning the Battle of Bourges against the English. He was, however, killed at the Battle of Verneuil in 1424. William, the young 6th Earl, and David, his brother, rode from Thrieve to Edinburgh Castle in 1440 for the Black Dinner, where they were taken out and summarily executed. The 8th Earl, another William, was murdered in 1452 by James II at Stirling, and 3 years later, following defeat at Arkinholm, James II besieged Thrieve with artillery. The castle became a royal fortress with the Maxwells as keepers and was finally given to the National Trust of Scotland in 1948. Unexplained breathing noises and disembodied voices have reportedly been heard in the castle. Some have suggested a supernatural origin. Or unexplained breathing noises and disembodied voices, courting couples. Anyway, Historic Scotland opened April to October daily, owned by National Trust of Scotland, administered by Historic Scotland, includes walk and short ferry trip, telephone number, website. Oh, God, it's cold up here tonight, Dirt. And we got the fire on, so cheers me beers. Oh, we needed that. Oh, lovely. Three Sisters, Edinburgh. I think it's a pub. It is a pub. Located in the historic Cowgate part of the old town of Edinburgh, the Three Sisters is an atmospheric and a popular pub in a fine building with a cobbled courtyard. It was first built as the Tailors' Hall for the Guild of Tailors in 1621. The Tailors' Hall Hotel is housed here since renovation and refurbishment in 1998. The pub is believed to be named after three sisters from a theatrical troupe who stayed and performed here. The building is reputedly haunted, and the apparition of a white lady has been reported in the kitchen of the first floor, while there has been a series of mysterious noises heard emanating from the fourth floor. A paranormal investigation was undertaken in April 2008 by Scottish Society of Paranormal Investigation and Analysis. Website address. You see, you say April 2008. Again, to me, feels like the recent past. 18 years ago. Oh my goodness me, that's nearly 20 years ago. I can't compute that. No. Oh. Anyway, cheers me beers. Oh, lovely. Your good health. Oh, right. Thunderton House, Elgin. Thunderton House may incorporate part of an ancient castle built in the 14th century to replace the old stronghold on Lady Hill in Elgin. Thunderton was later a property of the Sutherland Lord Doufus, but passed to the Dunbars of Thunderton. The property was altered in later years and is now a public house. The house is said to be haunted by the bogle of Bonnie Prince Charlie, who stayed here for 11 days in the spring of 1746, which is 5:45, before going on to defeat at the Battle of Culloden on the 16th of April. An alternative identity has been given as Lady Arundel, his host over this period. The sheets when the prince used when staying here were used as Lady Arundel's shroud when she was buried. Disturbances are said to include the faint sounds of bagpipes and voices coming from the second floor when unoccupied, as well as the unexplained movement of objects. Public house and accommodation, the Backpackers, telephone number, website. Let's just have a quick read of that. Yeah, it's Bonnie Prince Charlie gets around a bit, doesn't he? Him and I've forgotten her name now. It'll come to me in a second. No, it's typical me. It's gone. It's absolutely, it'll come back to me. Mary Queen of Scots. That's who I was thinking of. Bonnie Prince Charlie, Mary Queen of Scots. Oh. Cheers, me beers. Incidentally, in the magnificent Rush beer glass. Thank you, viewers, Kirsten and Steve in the United States. Cheers, me beers. Oh, lovely. Slange. Tibby Shiels Inn, St Mary's Lock, located by the lovely and tranquil St Mary's Lock. Tibby Shiels Inn was opened as a drinking house in 1823 by Isabella Shiel, also known as Tibby, after her husband died and she was left penniless. The inn grew in popularity and was visited by James Hogg, the Ettrick shepherd, and many other writers and poets, including Sir Walter Scott, Robert Louis Stevenson, and Thomas Carlyle. Tibby died in 1878 at the age of 96 and was buried in Ettrick Kirkyard. Tibby died in 1878 at the age of 96 and was buried in Ettrick Kirkyard, but the inn remained open. The building is said to be haunted by Tibby's ghost, which reputedly manifests itself with a cold hand on the shoulder, but keeps a watchful eye on the hotel. A report of the ghost was recorded in one of the bedrooms in 1996. The spirit of a dog has also been witnessed, apparently the ghost of an animal belonging to a previous innkeeper who died while away from the inn. The dog starved to death in his absence. Hotel, telephone number, website. Do you know what? We're going to look that up. Not the dog, the inn. Tibby Shiels Inn. So, there we go. Tibby Shiels Inn. Artificial intelligence comes to the fore yet again. Oh my goodness me, he said with his voice almost only audible by cats. Share screen. Here it is, Tibby Shiels Inn on the banks of St Mary's Lock. They weren't kidding. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? You can do camping. You can do Lockview Caravan, Tibby Shiels Inn. We've got the Northern Lights there. That looks absolutely beautiful. Tibby Shiels Inn. Learn more. And there we go, events. Tibby Shiels Inn offers a range of facilities for events in a private and picturesque location, from camping to an authentic 19th century bar, a commercial kitchen, ensuite rooms, camping for up to 100, access to the lock for swimming, water sports and fishing, an indoor function room, and a static caravan. Just seeing if there's any more pictures. Scrolls down. Oh, there she is. There's Tibby. There's your lady. He went a bit West Country there for a second. Stop screen, and let's go to share screen, and it's there we go. So that is who we've just been talking about. It is Isabella Shiel. Wow, that puts a face to the story, doesn't it? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Only thing I don't quite understand about this story, let's just go back a second, is that it says that Tibby Shiel was opened as a drinking house in 1823 by Isabella Shiel, also known as Tibby, after her husband died and she was left penniless. How did she buy the inn? I'm just curious. I'd like to know. The next one. Oh, I wish friend viewer Dave was here. Viewer agent Dave, because this is all in Celtic, and Can't understand a word of it. But so I'm now going to upset all my Scots friends by massacring the Celtic language. I do apologise, but cheers, me beers. What are we up to? 26 minutes. Yeah. Slange. Tignaskay Country House Hotel, Dunlane Bridge. The fine Edwardian mansion dating from 1902, which is 2 minutes past 7, stands in more than 2 acres of old woodlands, which are graced by red squirrels that can be seen from the house. At one time, the property was owned by the Lipton family, but the house is now an excellent and esteemed hotel. The building is reputed to be haunted by the benign bogle of one of the former owners, a Lady Hartley, who is said to have so loved the house that she did not wish to be parted from it, even in death. Unexplained footsteps heard coming from the stairs down to the cellar have been reported. Hotel, telephone number, website. Do you know, shall we look that up? Tignaskay. No. No, here we go. I think we found it. I think we have found it. Oh, my goodness me. So the website address, let me just see if the website address is still current. Let's just try that again. So what did you do on Friday night? I tuned in to watch Sunday Night Ghost Stories Extra, but instead I watched a confused man from Dudley trying to type a URL live on the interwebs. No, it's that website address is not current. No, that's not it. That's definitely not it. So here we go. So share screen. So here it is, Tignaskay Country House Hotel. I'm going to message my friend Dave and ask him how you pronounce that. But yeah, there we go. Oh, goodness me, look at all this. Yum, yum, yum. Look at this food. Oh, that looks delicious. It looks like it's got meat in it, but let's just scroll. Actually, let's go back to the beginning. To begin at the beginning. That looks lovely. That's oh, posh. I think posh, Mr. Oh, very posh. Oh, look at that. Oh, as a dog here, Derp, you'll love the dog. I know you're a big fan of dog. Oh, look at that. I'm a big fan of that. The old Highland Park Scotch. Oh, I'd love to. Do you know what? That is my ambition, is to actually sleep in a proper 4-poster bed like that. I'm going to do it one day. Oh, and a bath like that. Looks fantastic. Oh, high tea. Oh, yes, please. Grand staircase. I'm in love with this place. It looks beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at that high tea. Incroyable. Yeah, we are 20 into 36 images. So, oh, hello. This looks absolutely brilliant. I don't think that's vegetarian, but I'm not going to quibble. Another dog Derp. Do apologise. That looks brilliant. I am sold. I am sold. I'm going to have a look to see what the flights are to Scotland. Goodness me, we have gone through the half-hour mark. Oh my goodness me. So we will have the rest of the beer. Cheers, me beers. Oh, lovely. And the rest of the bump. Oh, lovely. What are we starting off with? Part 2 of tonight's ghost stories. This is courtesy of friend Wendy. I'm currently in the process of doing a trail cam in friend Wendy's garden. Unfortunately, our attempt to view the camera tonight was somewhat kiboshed by the fact the batteries failed. But fingers crossed, we'll do it tomorrow night. So courtesy of friend Wendy, this is Dartmoor Brewery Jail Ale, brewed on Dartmoor, 4.8%, established Princeton, 1994, beer with altitude. Oh, beer burps. Oh, there we go. 33 minutes. There we go. Jail Ale, a full-bodied, deep amber beer with the well-rounded flavour and a rich Moorish aftertaste. Dartmoor Brewery is the highest brewery in England, situated at 1,465 feet above sea level in the heart of the beautiful Dartmoor National Park. This superb beer is traditionally brewed using only the finest ingredients: English malt, Dartmoor water, hops, and yeast. Dartmoor Brewery beers have been enjoyed by beer lovers across the southwest and beyond since 1994. Brewed at Dartmoor Brewery Limited, Station Road, Princeton, Devon, PL20 6QX. Ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, and hops. 4.6%. It says, please drink responsibly. Well, we're not being irresponsible. Incidentally, we are opening it with the magnificent Rush beer bottle opener. In fact, we've got 2 Rush beer bottle openers here tonight, courtesy again of viewers Kirsten and Steve in the United States. God bless the pair of you. All right, we're going to let that settle. We have a fresh pack of wasabi mix here, which I absolutely love. Incidentally, when I was in Home Bargains last night, I discovered that they do sunflower seeds and mixed seeds, and theirs are cheaper than Lidl. I was gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked that I can't open this blessed bag of Lidl wasabi mix. Oh, there we go. Oh, lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. So what to report? I went to an event yesterday at Yeovilton Airfield, which was very good. Yeah, we'll call up some pictures. I won't bore you with it completely, but it was very enjoyable. And let me just see if I can find. So I can find one of the photographs from yesterday. Yeah, here we go. So I was down at the Royal Navy Historic Flight. Royal Navy Historic Flight? Yeah, I think it is. It was an event down there. But I got to be reunited with their de Havilland Chipmunk, one of my favourite airplanes of all time. I did some artwork for a company in the last 5-6 years, so I know this aircraft very well. But yeah, absolutely, I loved it down there. The trip down to Yeovilton is that's the longest solo drive I've done since the old. Yeah, because I'm just thinking. I haven't. When I went to Frome, my trips to Frome, were they solo or were they accompanied? I'm sure they were accompanied. My trips down to Bishop's Lydeard have been with Reg. So yeah, this was the longest solo drive I've done since my holiday at Southmead. So it was a good test. It's a brilliant drive. I mean, to get to Yeovilton, I go via familiar landmarks. So I used to go down the motorway and go cross country, but a few years ago, I then discovered that, oh goodness me, I'm right on top of Glastonbury, and I know my way from Glastonbury to Wells and back there. So now I go via Shipham, Cheddar, Glastonbury, Shipham, Cheddar, Wells, Glastonbury, and then Somerton, and then Yeovilton. So it's a very enjoyable drive. I do like it. It doesn't feel like a long drive as well either. So just checking fan mail here. Just checking fan mail. Oh, actually, shall we run? No, we're not going to do that. I was going to say, shall we run some VT? But no, I'll get a copyright strike from YouTube. So I shouldn't, because it's on YouTube. Let me have a think about that. Yeah, we are going to do it. Sod it. We're going to test. We're going to test the system tonight. So YouTube. Because all I'm doing is sharing a YouTube video. It really should not tax Facebook. Not Facebook, but you know what I mean. Right, here we go. We are going to share the video from YouTube. So there we go. So share screen. Here we go. Hold on to your hats, folks. Here we go.
If their operation fails, maybe we'll finally get to use it.
Abort third drop. Repeat. Abort third drop.
I'm super excited. I am really super excited. So I went to see the Oscar-winning Godzilla -1 at the cinema in Weston-super-Mare 3 years ago. Seeing it on the big screen, absolutely brilliant. So to see the sequel, Godzilla -0, what does the -0 refer to? Could it be Monster Zero, King Ghidorah? Who knows? But I can't wait. And then next year we get Godzilla X Kong Supernova, which is the next American installment. So 2 Godzilla films. JM, goodness me, you'll be 59 next week. Are you not going to grow out of this kind of stuff? No, of course I'm not going to grow out of it. I'm going to grow into it a bit more, if anything. Let's have some more snacks, shall we? Oh, the irony, talking about Godzilla films, and I'm munching away on wasabi snacks. And I think I mentioned last time, we got this one that we might read at some stage, West Country Mysteries. I think it might be a little bit hard work, but they're not broken down nice and short. But no, I think we might do that one at some stage. Well, that was what I was going to say to you, was that having ordered the having gone on to the Goblin's Head website the other night, let me just find it. Goblin's Head. That's not how you spell goblins. Goblin's Head. I did buy a book off them yesterday, which was Scotland's Ghastly Past, I think it is. It's not telling me much by my order here. £3.95, including postage. I'm not complaining. Do you know what? Track package. Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's not telling me. Let me just go on to Goblin's Head. Goblin's Head Publishing. Bogles. Oh no, that's a website. Castles of Scotland. Okay, there's a whole page here about ghost stories, but I can't remember what the book was I ordered. Let's just we'll get there in the end, folks. So ordering and delivery. Oh, I've gone down a rabbit hole that I'm not prepared to home. Oh, log in, right. Let's try that again. Log in. What do you do on Friday night? Watch the confused man from Dudley with holes in his head, trying to log into his order here. Oh, okay. No, apparently I haven't got an order there. Anyway, never mind. I can't remember what the book was, but let's look it up. Come on, fingers. Goblin's Head. Goblin's Head Publishing. And let's just see what the book was called. Scotland's Ghastly. I'm sure it's called Scotland's Ghastly Ghost. Scotland's Ghastly Ghost. There we go. Scotland the Grave. So that's the one that we've ordered. So it's on its way. So derps, let's have a bit more of the wasabi mix. Let's enjoy our copyright strike from YouTube. Let's top up the Western Gold honey. Todshaw Hill. There has been a farm or house, perhaps once even a tower house, here for centuries, and the property was held by the Scots and then by the Renwicks from the middle of the 17th century. The farm was said to have had a brownie known as the Bogle of Toadshaw Hill. The brownie was described as looking like a little old woman, but with very short legs, meaning it waddled in a comical way when it walked. That's all they've got to say about that. Nothing to add. Right, let's see what this jail ale's like. Slange bar. Oh, that's very Moorish. Oh, gosh. Talking of Moorish, I remember New Year's Eve 2020. So we're in the midst of lockdown and nobody could go out on New Year's Eve. And I had a FaceTime with a friend, Jackie, and I had a beer, and then I had another beer, and then I had another beer. I don't know, I think 7 beers that night. Yeah. Apparently I was, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite, not indiscreet, but quite frank. That's worrying. Anyway, toll booth, Stirling. The toll booth or townhouse dates mostly from the beginning of the 18th century, although it incorporates an earlier toll booth, while a courthouse and jail were added in 1806 to 11. There we go, jail ale. Among those imprisoned and executed here were John Baird and Andrew Hardy, radical weavers who were convicted of high treason in 1820 after they tried to seize the Carron Ironworks near Falkirk. The building was renovated in 2002 and the toll booth is now a venue for live music and the arts. The building is said to be haunted by the spirit of Alan Mayer, an apparition seen in what appears to be 18th century clothing. Other manifestations are reported to be unexplained sounds in the old cells and bottles of alcohol being mysteriously smashed. A bit like me. I'm a bit smashed at the moment. Mayer was hanged in 1843 when already 84 years old, after the farmer had been found guilty of beating his wife to death. During the execution, Mayer managed to get his hands free and tried to remove the noose from around his neck as he swung and choked. The hangman was obliged to grab onto Mayer's legs, and this extra weight finished Mayer off. In 2000, a skeleton was found buried by the entrance to the courtyard, and forensic examination suggested that this could well be Mayer's remains. The bones were then buried at Ballingeek ceremony in an unmarked grave. A theatre with cafe, bar, telephone number, website. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a bit rough, you know, hanging an 84-year-old man. No, he was a murderer, so bugger it. Bloody deserved it, quite frankly. I'm sorry about that, Alan. Is his name Alan? Yeah, Alan Mayer rather, but not acceptable. Cheers, me beers. Although anybody tuning in at the moment will now be thinking, goodness me, JM, don't tell me you're in favour of capital punishment. I'm not. I'm not, except for one thing. One thing I would bring the death penalty back for, and that's tying bags of dog poo to hedgerows and just leaving bags of dog poo anywhere. I'd bring back the death penalty for that. Anyway, dead soldier and Run VT.
Oh, it's jolly nice of you. Hello, dead soldier. Seen plenty of those in my time.
Ha 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 ha. Beer burps again. Oh, that's better. Tolkahon Castle. Once a stout stronghold and a comfortable residence, Tolkahon Castle is a fine and substantial ruinous building with the remains of ranges around a courtyard, the entrance being through a petite drum-towered gatehouse. The original castle was built by the Prestons of Craig Miller, but the property passed by marriage to the Forbes family in 1420. William, 7th Laird, built the castle as it is now. His finely carved tomb survives at nearby Tarves. The property was sold in 1716 and part was later used as a farmhouse before becoming completely ruinous. There are recent reports of sightings of a white lady reputedly seen unmoving at the top of a staircase. Other manifestations are said to be unexplained footsteps and a humming sound. Accounts have also been recorded of a grey lady who was apparently seen wandering through the ruins at midnight, accompanied by the sounds of groaning. Historic Scotland, open April to October daily, open November-March weekends only, closed 25th to 26th of December and 1st and 2nd of January. Telephone number, website. Just seeing, no, we haven't even got to these stories yet. I think I have a bit more snacks, quite frankly. Tom Buey. Tom Buey, a farmhouse, is said to be haunted by the apparition of a young girl. She had fallen in love with the son of the house, but it was not reciprocated, and he was soon married to another woman. The story goes that the poor girl despaired and drowned herself in the water butt at Tom Buey. Her weeping apparition then appeared to the couple in the bedroom of the house and has reputedly been seen on other occasions. These are all beautifully short. Fabulous stuff, Derbs. Cheers, me beard. Oh, lovely. Tom Naveri, Stone Circle. With excellent views to Loch Nagar and the Cairngorms, the Stone Circle at Tom Naveri. Do that again. With excellent views to Loch Nagar and the Cairngorms, the Stone Circle at Tom Naveri consists of 4 upright stones with the recumbent stone still in place. Within the main setting is a circle of smaller stones, the curb of a cairn. There is an account from 1992 that 2 people decided to sleep in a field by the circle, but were woken when a dark, cloaked and hooded apparition passed their vehicle. The phantom apparently vanished, and a search of the area revealed nothing. Historic Scotland, access at all reasonable times, short walk, telephone number, website. Oh, What are we up to? 56 minutes. Goodness me. Oh, lovely. Slange. Oh, that's lovelier. Tontine Hotel, Peebles. Housed in a fine building on the High Street, the Tontine Hotel dates from 1808, which is almost 10 minutes past 6, from during the Napoleonic Wars, and French prisoners of war helped construct the building. The name comes from the idea of a tontine, where a number of people invest in an enterprise, but as they die, each share goes back into the pot to be divided among the surviving investors until only one person is left, and they inherit the whole enterprise. The building is said to be haunted by a bogle known as Doogie, which is reputed to be mostly witnessed outside the wine cellar. Hotel telephone number, website. Oh, 57 minutes, Derps. Oh, bye, Derps. He's wandered off now, so. Torre Castle. Torre Castle is a massive but very ruinous tower, which had a walled courtyard and is there. And sorry, again. Torre Castle is a massive but very ruinous tower which had a walled courtyard, and there is believed to have been a castle here since the 11th century. Indeed, this is said to have been the stronghold of Banquo of Macbeth fame, who in the play was murdered on the orders of Macbeth, although his son Fleance escaped the assassins. Banquo's Walk near Torre is a track running north through an avenue of trees, which is said to have been used by Banquo in life and frequented by his phantom in death. Read that again, that's a shocking reading. Banquo's Walk near again. Indeed, this is said to have been the stronghold of Banquo of Macbeth fame, who in the play was murdered on the orders of Macbeth, although his son Fleance escaped the assassins. Banquo's Walk near Torre is a track running north through an avenue of trees, which is said to have been used by Banquo in life and frequented by his phantom in death. The lands were a property of the Macintoshes, who built a castle, but Torre was seized by the Camerons around 1380. The castle was used until the Jacobite Rising of 1745 to 46, after which the last Cameron owner went into exile or became Prime Minister of United Kingdom. We've just gone through the hour mark, Derps. Derps, we've just gone through the hour mark, so we can go and have some supper tonight. What's for supper tonight? It's going to be tedious tonight, but it's going to be pasta with mushroom soup, spinach, and some feta cheese. Very nice, very filling. Right, shall we rattle off these last few Derps? They're nodding at me, so. So, in the magnificent United Federation of Planet Shot Glass, again, courtesy of viewers Kirsten and Steve in the United States, Slange Miller. Transport Depot, Aberdeen. The building here, dating from about 1861, was used as an army barracks until World War I, but is now a depot and bus station. The building is said to be haunted by the ghost of a Captain Beaton of the Gordon Highlanders, who reportedly hanged himself here on the eve of being sent back to France after having already been wounded in the head. His apparition his apparition has reputedly been seen in recent times, and there are stories of a phantom being spotted in a khaki uniform with bandages on his head and his hands, and another also in uniform but wearing a kilt and a great coat. Other manifestations are alleged to include tapping on windows, mysterious voices coming from unoccupied areas, the unexplained switching on and off of lights, areas of the premises becoming suddenly very cold, and drivers feeling as if someone is blowing on their necks. Oh my goodness me, that's quite... I don't know what to say about that. What are we? 1 hour and 2 minutes. So Slange Bar. I think this is going to be the last dirt for tonight. So cheers, me beers. Might only be a 2 bumper tonight. What do you reckon, Derps? 2 bumper or a 3 bumper? I think it's going to be a 3 bumper. So Traquair Arms Hotel, Inner Leithen. The hotel, which dates from the middle of the 19th century, is said to be haunted by a grey lady, although it is not known who she is. The ghost is said to have been witnessed in the old part of the building and is only reportedly seen from the back, so that her face is not visible. There you go. The ghost is said to have been witnessed in the old part of the building and is only reportedly seen from the back, so that her face is not visible. Her dress is claimed to be long and grey with a bustle, while her hair is tied up in a bun. Hotel, restaurant and courtyard cottages. Telephone number, website. This might be the last for tonight, he said, with an itchy ear. Cheers, me beers. I don't know though. No, I think we'll do a few more. So we're martyrs to our art here, but cheers, me beers. It's not that I like the taste of the Western Gold honey, but it is rather nice actually. So what are we going to do? We're going to do Traquair House. One of the oldest continuously inhabited houses in Scotland, Traquair House is a magnificent castle and mansion set in landscaped grounds. The building incorporates an altered and extended tower house, which may date from as early as the 12th century. There are many furnished rooms, along with the remains of 17th century painted ceilings. Do that again, beer burps. Oh, that's better. Try it again. There are many furnished rooms, along with the remains of 17th century painted ceilings. There are also Jacobite and Stuart mementos, including a crucifix and rosary belonging to Mary, Queen of Scots, and a fine collection of miniature portraits. Alexander I had a hunting lodge here, and Traquair was visited by many of the kings of Scots and some of England. Edward I and Edward II in the 14th century. Traquair passed through several families. Alexander I had a hunting lodge here, and Traquair was visited by many of the kings of Scots and some of England. Edward I and Edward II in the 14th century. Traquair passed through several families until sold to the Stuart Earls of Buchan in 1478. Mary, Queen of Scots, visited with Lord Darnley in 1566 when she was pregnant with the future James IV. She left behind a quilt said to have been embroidered by herself and her 4 Marys. The fourth laird was one of those who helped her escape from Loch Leven Castle in 1568, but she was soon defeated at Langside and fled to England. At Traquair is the bed rescued from Treggles. Rescued from Terrigal. At Traquair is the bed rescued from Terrigles, where Mary spent some of her last nights on Scottish soil. Bonnie Prince Charlie visited the house on his way south in 1745, which is the 5:45, to invade England. He entered Traquair through the famous Bear Gates. The story goes that the 5th Earl closed and locked them after Charlie's departure, swearing they would. The story goes that the 5th Earl closed and locked them after Charlie's departure, swearing they would not be unlocked until the Stuart once more sat on the throne of the country. They are still locked, of course. Traquair is not believed to be haunted, and this is apparently not one of the places that the spirit of Bonnie Prince Charlie frequents. You surprise me. The grounds, however, are believed to be. The apparition of Lady Louisa Stuart, sister of the 8th and last Earl of Traquair, is reported to have been sighted in the grounds around the house, going on her favourite walk by the Care. An account of 1900 describes how she walked through 2 locked gateways. Louisa lived to a ripe old age, dying in 1875 when she was 100 years old. Her portrait hangs in the house. Okay, we're going to look that up in a second. House, early April to October, daily, November, weekends only. It is advisable to contact house to confirm opening. Telephone number, website. Right. Lady Louisa Stuart. Shall we look her up? Oh, here we go. Lady Louisa Stuart. So I'm just scrolling down. Got to be a better picture of her here somewhere. Okay, well, let's just bring that up. Share screen. This looked more interesting when I did it. But anyway, here we go. Sketches in oils of Lady Louisa Stuart, 1757 to 1851. Portrait of the Earl of Bute by Joshua Reynolds, 1773. Stuart's father, the Earl of Bute. Louisa Stuart as a child from 3 daughters of John, 3rd Earl of Bute, 1763 to 1764, by Johann Zoffany. William Meadows, no, that is. And Lady Louisa Stuart's family home at Luton Hoo in Bedfordshire, as it was in her day. No, it's just Traquair House we're looking for. I don't think this is the right one. I think we've managed to give some airtime to the wrong Lady Louisa Stuart. So here we go. How do you spell Traquair? Traquair. Okay, we're just bringing up another page when it will load. Okay, we may have, right, let's try it again. So we're at tracare.co.uk, add to page. So a brief history of Tracare and the family. Let's just scroll down a bit. Scrolls down. So there is Mary, Queen of Scots, and the first Earl of Tracare. Bonnie, Prince Charlie, they're all coming out tonight. Here we go. Lady Louisa Stuart, there she is. Oh my goodness me, that's the lady we're just talking about. Well, there we go. Flesh on the bones of a ghost, so to speak. Right. Oh my goodness me, these next two, make your own jokes up, folks. But we're going to have a bit more of a beer and then a bump, and then that's it. It's supper and goddamn ghost stories. So goddamn ghost stories, goddamn cartoons, I meant. Slange me, Varn. Right. Tron Theatre, Glasgow. No, not that Tron. A church dedicated to St. Mary and St. Anne was established here in 1484, and this was raised to collegiate status in 1525, which is almost 3:30. After the Reformation, it was used by Protestants and became the Tron Kirk in 1592. The distinctive tower dates from around then, when the steeple was added in the 16th. The distinctive tower dates from around then, while the steeple was added in the 1630s. The tower survived a fire in 1793, believed to have been started by the Hellfire Club, while the rest of the church had to be rebuilt. The tower survived a fire in 1793, believed to have been started by the Hellfire Club, while the rest of the church had to be rebuilt. The building was later used as a meeting hall, place of execution, store, and briefly as a police station, while now it is a theatre and conference centre after having been given a major refurbishment in 1995. The Tron was the beam on which goods for market were weighed by the city authorities. The theatre has several stories of ghosts. One ghost is said to have been witnessed in the boiler room, where a dark and threatening apparition has been spotted by staff. The phantoms of two children are also said to have been spotted here. Other bogles are reputed to have been seen in the Victorian Bar and in the box office, where the apparition of a man in horse riding gear is alleged to have been seen. Other manifestations are reported to be uncomfortable feelings as if being watched. I wouldn't know. And a member of staff feeling as if Other manifestations are reported to be uncomfortable feelings as if being watched, and a member of staff feeling as if an icy finger was being drawn across the back of his neck. Theatre with bar/restaurant, telephone number, website. A paranormal investigation was undertaken in January 2007 and in February 2006 by the Ghost Club, website address, and in November 2003, in July 2004, and in July 2005 by Scottish Paranormal Investigations, website address. Right, last un for tonight, Derps. Oh my goodness me. Derps is still down there. He's enjoying himself in front of the fire. There we go. Did I nudge your tail, Derps? Right, last for tonight. Oops, we're a bit skew-if there. Let's try it again. Last for tonight. Cheers, me beers. Ah, Slange. Trumpen Church. God, not that Trump. Trumpen Church, the ruins of a medieval church, formerly with a thatched roof, is the scene of a cruel massacre. A raiding party of MacDonalds, who were enemies of the MacLeods, came ashore here one Sunday about 1578. The congregation of MacLeods was at worship, and the MacDonalds set fire to the thatch. They then cut down anyone who tried to flee, while the rest of the congregation was burnt alive. Only one woman escaped, and the alarm was raised. The MacLeods of Dunvegan, bringing with them the fairy flag, quickly arrived, and the MacDonalds were exterminated to a man. On the anniversary of the massacre, it is said that the singing of a ghostly congregation can be heard. In the churchyard is the trial stone, which has a small hole near the top. The trial was carried out by blindfolding the accused, who would be proved to be telling the truth if they succeeded in putting their finger in the hole at the first attempt. Lady Grange Rachel Chisley is believed to be buried here. See Dairy House, open at all reasonable times. Right, that's it for tonight. We are done. We need food. We need Family Guy, and quite frankly, we need the loo. So, Slange me bar. Oh, delicious. Cheers, me beers. Deliciouser. So, fingers crossed. Hour and 18 minutes. Goodness, nearly an hour and 20 minutes. Fingers crossed. We'll be back on Sunday for, brace yourselves, Sunday night ghost stories on a Sunday. Until then, it behoves me to say thank you for watching. Why? Why not? What else are you going to do on a Friday night than watch a confused man from Dudley with holes in his head, drink ghost stories, and read alcohol? So until the next time, as ever, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and please don't have nightmares. Good night.